Hello. Looks like my mic is picking up something else, but I don't know what it is. Interesting. Anyway, happy Friday. Welcome in Dragon. You are first. You've been first for 10 times. Welcome in Love. You got a Canadian plush lop today. Welcome in Lace. You got a brown bear today. Welcome in Football Girl. You got Whiskey the dog today. Happy Friday, guys. I wasn't supposed to stream today. I was supposed to be at the restaurant. But shocking when it's 96 degrees with a feels like of 101 and a holiday weekend, people don't feel like going out to a restaurant that has an open brick oven fire. And they also don't feel like going out to a restaurant because they probably have plans. So crazy, I know, right? Wild. But I was on the schedule, and then when they had posted how many reservations we had, I was just expecting the call, and then I got the call at 4 o'clock. But for reference, our typical Friday nights have let's see, it's between 125 and 200 reservations. We had people coming in expected before walk-ins, and tonight the reservations totaled 43 people, and they had 9 servers on, so not surprised I got the call. Fingers crossed I get to actually work on Sunday though, because I would like to at least work a shift and get some money. I don't want to just keep getting called out. The heat's also supposed to break up pretty good by Sunday and Monday. But what we are doing tonight was voted on in the Discord. We are going to be doing some work on Caitlin Shell tonight. And then tomorrow for our longer stream, we'll be working on our Tomodachi Island and save. So that is the plans for this weekend. So nothing too crazy going on. And I'm wondering what this is picking up, because when I'm not talking, it's still showing it picking up something. But there's nothing else going on in this room. So I'm very confused on what it's picking up. Hello. Mic. Well, if the mic sounds weird, I guess somebody let me know. Because it shows it's picking up something else other than me. I just have no idea what that is. So yeah, if that sounds weird, let me know. But yeah, we're going to be doing Caitlin Shell today. Not finishing it by any means. We're just doing a small little pop-up stream. And tomorrow we're going to be streaming, probably not another 7-hour stream. Who am I to say though? Doing Tomodachi. There's been a few updates on that island. Mostly just working on friendships and stuff, though I haven't added anybody because I don't want to be doing that off stream really. So that hasn't really changed. But we'll be hopping into... Okay, God, I don't have any fans on like I did when all my power was not all my power, all my AC was broke. It's so quiet in here without the without the fans on. New free things dropped because it's a new week. Every Thursday, I think through the end of July, 2 free items are dropping in the marketplace on Sims. So the 2 free items that dropped this week are this little desk set, which includes this little chair and little desk and all of these swatches. So it's this cute little kind of Japanese inspired desk set. So we have the cute little Japanese, I believe it's a cookie technically, this little pillow, and then the desk where there's a pride mat and then like this looks like Powerpuff heart. It's like Powerpuff Girls heart, and then it looks like a kind of like yellowy or green checkered. So this very cute desk. And then we have the space astronaut bed, which is very cute because there's a lot of space stuff in the game. And so that comes in these swatches. There's a red, a blue, and a black, and then there's like one of each that has a constellation and a spaceship, and then without the constellation or the spaceship. It's like normal space and then constellation. So that's cute. So those are our free items this week. I don't think there's any new like thing, like actual. There's also a sale going on. But yeah, I was like, I don't think there's any actual new packs or anything. Okay. But I hope you all had a wonderful week. Hopefully no one's in the path of oh, and now my mic's not picking up anything. What is happening? Okay, now my mic. Okay, my mic is acting up bad. Okay, but now my mic's back. Just go to my headphones. Anyway, those were the two free things this week. Was the space bed and the like kids desk. But I hope you all are having a wonderful week. Hopefully no one here is in the way of fires. If you are, please be safe. I know those are kind of rampaging through the four corners over near like Colorado and was it Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and I forget what the fourth one is, but hopefully if you're over there, you're safe. And everybody else like me in the heat wave, I hope you're also safe because the heat wave is no joke right now. Now, I've been trying to find better inspo for our hedge maze, and there just isn't any. There's just not a lot out there that people have done very differently than this. Just going to zhuzh it up. Now, why would that remove a fountain? Hi, Erica. Welcome on in. How's baby Esquives? Are they behaving today? Hugh! Hugh, you too. How's Esquives? It's been a weird time. Hi, Sandy. Welcome on in. It's been 7 months, Sandy. We almost have a baby Esquives. Please help me. Why? Because you can't type. I don't know how to help you. You're having a baby. They take all your brain cells, so. Like, congratulations. You're gonna get stupid. I think you're the resub, Sandy. I love you. I hope cookies are going well today. I do feel stupid. That's all I can think when people get pregnant. I'm like, oh, congratulations, you're gonna get stupider. Since none of us are geniuses, you know? But like, congrats, all your brain cells are gonna go to fetus. To in fetus. Cookie time. I still stand by the fact that the day I get a Sandy cookie is I've won. I want to incorporate these somehow, but like, how? I can't tell if that looks good or stupid. I want a Sandy cookie. How do I get Sandy cookies for baby shower? Oh my god, Sandy, do you make Sandies? You know, the cookie. Does that look stupid? Probably. Hi, Snappy. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day. Where are twinkle lights? They're the outdoor stuff, right? They're like here. Those are probably my holy snappiness. I just saw the holy part for a second and I was like, where are you going with this? Life and death. I now specifically need a pole. I don't know what else you call these other than pole. Yeah, this thing. Okay. Now, do I want gold is the question. Oops. I don't really have gold accents anywhere. Like if I look at the actual... Like the windows have black wrought iron on them. It's probably that one. For pole dancing, you think? There is one actually. I forget what it's called, but there is one where you can like run a whole underground strip club. It's not Wicked Whims. There's like an additional one because I did it one time, like off stream. I one time off stream had a whole save that was basemental drugs. I ran a strip club and I had Wicked Whims and I basically was a pimp. I had a sex dungeon in the basement of my strip club and I was a pimp. So, not safe for stream, but I have done that kind of stuff. And I had a great time. And I remember the person I was dating at the time was like, I didn't realize The Sims fucked like that. And I was like, oh yeah, no, you can do a lot in this game. It's like, if you can dream it, you can do it. It's like, trust me, someone's figured out a way. Don't doubt Sims creators and mods. hate when this happens. Because, like, that won't fit there. So maybe I only do them down the side. Oh yeah, mod creators, I've basically just accepted that if there's something you want or can think of, there's like a 90% chance somebody's already created it in this game. You just have to do a little bit of digging. Like, if you're willing to do the research or ask the right person weird questions, you can probably find what you're looking for. Sometimes it truly is just asking the right person weird questions. Not the bush. Okay, and then what kind of entry can I put? We can't tell the church. No. If they learn that we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the church. If the church knew what we did in The Sims, God, they'd ban The Sims faster than they banned porn. Don't let them know what we do in this game. This is my favorite kind of corn. You never know what's gonna happen. Especially if you get Wicked Whims, you really don't know what's gonna happen. It's a little scary when you have Wicked Whims in this game. Okay, it's a little spooky ooky around here now. The heart woohoo. Don't judge me, my sausage mod. I literally just talked about how I was a pimp with a sex dungeon. How would I judge your sausage mod? The heart woohoo bed in Sims 1 really did something for me. Yeah, who needs to have the talk with their parents when we all grew up watching The Sims Woohoo? Especially like the original Sims, the woohoo scenes were very in detail. Not like there was specifically P&V action that you would see, but like they were very romantic. And you very much were like, I understand what's happening here, even though it's in Simlish and there's not actual X-rated detail. But that doesn't need to be there for us to know. Why did the bed have a vibrating setting? It was to massage out the stress of the day, obviously. Obviously to get rid of the stress of the day, Erica. Why did our parents have water beds? I don't see the appeal of vibrating beds or water beds. And I've been on a water bed. Freaked me out. Keep in mind I was a child. It was in one of our friends, like our family friends, like guest rooms. Thinking back, I'm like, I don't want to know the history behind that bed because they'd had it for years. It just got moved to their guest room. I don't want to think about the history that bed held. My youth doesn't need to know. I'm pretty sure I was conceived on a water bed. You put quarters in. Yeah, that's definitely a thing in some motels. It's definitely more of a motel thing than a hotel thing, but Firm, like sinking in doesn't bode well for movement. No. I was conceived in a back seat. I can't. I mean, I was conceived in a lab, so. Not like a, ooh, that's scandalous or feisty. No, a doctor, like, turkey basted me. Imagine taking from behind on a waterbed. The way I would just fall on my face the whole time. I'd be like, nothing about that would be romantic at all. Yeah, no, I actually tried really hard to not exist, but then science stepped in, so. Me and my brother actually both tried really hard to not exist. Unfortunately, science existed. And unfortunately, my parents could afford for science to step in. There's just too much happening for hot dogs to have a waterbed. I feel like a waterbed's probably somewhat comfortable when you're pregnant. Like, I can imagine that. Because, like, I feel like it would be nice for the baby. And, like, it would kind of contort to your features. But, like, why is she gonna have such a big face? Oh, that's fun. Is that too whimsical? I'm going for whimsy in this castle. Should this castle have whimsy? Is whimsy a silly thing to have at a castle? How long you have to be careful. Wrestling, because if you do missionary uterus can crush blood vessels and such. Oh my god. I don't want to think about blood vessels getting crushed during sex with a baby inside you. Like, I feel like I need whimsy and fun to be happening in this. Please. Sandy. This world needs more whimsy. My best friend, her husband told her she was losing her whimsy. And I was like, I support him saying this. And I was like, you can't lose your whimsy. It's the one thing that connects you to a happy inner child. And so she got some of that like Klingon stained glass stuff to put on the privacy windows in their bathroom. She was like, guys, this has add whimsy to my life. And I was like, I need to bring you something silly when I see you next weekend. That'll just like, yeah, one of those silly things that you should just have to have. Like, does that have meaning at all? No. Like a little rubber frog or something. A tiny duck to keep in her purse. Sometimes you just need something silly like that. Think about what whimsy I need. Like, I have literally, like, when I see, like, a micro duck, I think it's smaller than, like, this cap. Like, it's probably about the size of this. Dragon has one, too, because I sent it to her. Like, it's smaller than the bears that I keep in my sub jar. Oh, speaking of which, Sandy, I need to give you your resub bear. What color would you like? We have every color but black and white. There's no black, white, or brown. You get every other color. Every color of the rainbow. A desk goose? I was looking those up and it like corrupted. Maybe I'm sharing Amazon. So I was looking up a desk goose and it corrupted the Amazon algorithm. My mom was like, why are there desk pets all over my Amazon? And I was like, I may have been looking up a goose. Because I can't have a porch goose. I don't have a porch. But I can have a desk goose. I have desks. One at the work. I have one at work and one at home. I could have a desk. Goose. So. That blue or purple? We have two light blues technically. We have this like teal one that Dragon likes. And then we have this pretty like sky blue. It looks a little darker on camera, but it's kind of like a sky ocean blue. So, or there's a periwinkle and like a light purple. You know, my best friend's a teacher. And I'm like, she's like, my whimsy comes back in the summer. I was like, you do give a lot of whimsy to your students, I can't lie. But like, you need whimsy for yourself too. Like, we need self-whimsy as well. I realize you are about to be 31 years old, but you are also about to start trying for a child, and children need whimsy. So heal your inner child, bring the whimsy back into your life, and get your shit together. But no, so hi, Bear. Let's go with this blue for Sandy. But so for reference, because I'm not gonna go get my tiny duck, he sits in a pouch in my purse with a rose quartz heart that my mom's friend gave me. Okay, like one of my fake aunties. So the tiny duck is smaller than this. Let's just say that. But this is Sandy. So he's smaller than a nail, because like tiny. There's Sandy in her jar. I couldn't find the lid. It's fine. But so the tiny duck is very tiny. I think they cost like 10 cents. And so I sent one to Dragon too. But so the tiny duck he goes in every purse. It's in a little pouch with a rose gold heart. And I move it to every purse that I carry with me. Because he's my lucky ducky. And he's like smaller than a nail. He's tiny. I got him from the duck store on the Cape. It's literally called the duck store. Benny, you can't climb my chair. So, he's my lucky ducky. And he's with my rose quartz because that's my favorite gemstone because it's pink. So, but that's the kind of whimsy I like in my life. Or like in my glove compartment of my car, I have this like pretty beat up, like little plastic toy cat that I found on the ground of a gas station that clearly like a kid had lost or something, but I felt bad for it. So it now has a home inside my glove compartment. Because I didn't want to just throw it away. I felt bad for it. So it lives in my glove compartment. I wasn't just gonna throw them out. Why would I do that? And put to the nursery of baby related things. That's fair. Or like my pink gnome, he just sits in my dining room. I just have him. That's cute. Yeah, he's hot pink. He's like this color. I got him in the Target like $5 section years ago. They had multiple colors of them for Easter. They had like, it was like a sky blue, a lime green, a sunshine yellow, a hot pink, and like a purple. This was back when like I lived at home. Like this was like pre-COVID. And I thought he was just so darling. And he was like $3. And so to appease me and also make me probably shut up, my mom got it for me because I was like 19 and annoying. So I've had him ever since. He was like $3 and he made me happy. And I still have him. He sits in my credenza in my dining room. I love a quirky thing. I also have a hedgehog that lights up. I have a birthday cake that you can put together and it breaks apart into 6 cups. What other weird things do I have? No, I like a quirky thing. You have more than BB getting on the counters and me yelling at him to get down and him acting like he can't hear me. Yeah, it's like, bitch, you're blind, not deaf. Get down. You can't have both. And he's like, huh? Huh? You don't get both, BB. You only get one impairment today. Wait. Oh, because I put it down sideways, I guess. Yeah, I love a quirky thing. I mean, that probably shouldn't be that surprising about me, but I like a quirky item. Sue me. Sue a girl. There's a bit more going on there. Okay, I still have to finish the outside of the castle. we still have so much wisteria to do. Consolation. The actual shell is done. So maintenance came by to check out my tub because my shower is leaking into the hallway downstairs, and baby snuck up on him and the guy walked right into him and stepped on him. BB. BB, baby boy. I'm sorry, and I was like, he's fine, he's blind. He didn't know you were there. Baby boy. Bubba was always my sneak up on people cat. He loved a maintenance man. And I was always like, I'm so sorry. Like, I hope you're cool with cats, because he's not going to leave you alone. Like, he wants to be everyone's friend. Like, he was the one that would, like, stick his head in their tool bags and, like, rub up against their shoes and, like, like, they would open, like, you know, like, the HVAC thing where, like, the coolants were and stuff. And he'd, like, get on his little hind legs and, like, be poking around. They'd, like, open cabinets and get under the sink, and he'd, like, get in there with them. And I was always like, can you... I'm like, you're the most not aloof cat to exist ever. Can you get out of their way? I remember my last place when the water heater, like, froze and burst, and they had to get, like, all up in there on the deck to, like, fix it. And he always used to just hang out on the deck and, like, sit on the deck chairs and, like, lounge and be in the sun because I could trust him. These two fuckers, I can't. But so they would have, like, the whole door open and we're, like, in and out of the apartment all day and doing with the water heater and whatnot. And he was, like, walking around and up in that closet. He was sitting on the porch just watching them like, what are you men doing? What are you doing in my little closet? Why are you on my porch? And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, you're in everyone's way. He never left. Like, they could leave the door open the whole time they were working. He wouldn't leave. But, like, he was all up in everyone's business all of the time. And I was always like... I'm so sorry about it. Like, he loved when the AC, like, fully broke, like, 2 or 3 years ago. And we had those HVAC guys here for, like, a week. And they were just here every day. I was like, oh, my God. They were best buddies by the end. And I was like... It's like this guy. It's like this guy. It's like this stinking cat has a need for people. He loved people. Which is funny, because it's not like I have people over, ever. Benny's literally never met he's never met anyone but me since I took him in. He's lived here for like 2 months. He's never... Actually, that's a lie. Actually, no, it's not. I was going to say he met the HVAC guy that was here. No, he didn't. He didn't come out of my room. So technically, no, that's still true. He's... Since moving in with me, he's not met a person. Sort of for a lack of me just not having people over. But... It's fine. He loves me. He doesn't need other people. He is me. It would probably be good for me if he met other people, but no, cats are weird. They're all so different too, and so when people generalize cats, it's just like, they're aloof and they're weird and I don't like them, and I'm like, have you met one cat who lived with like a cranky old lady or something? Because that, I promise, that's not every cat. Like if you meet one cat who feeds off the energy of a cranky, aloof old lady, yes, that's what you're going to know about cats. But that is not what cats are all like, I promise. In fact, mine will just be up your butthole all day. But think about how, like, cats and small animals that don't leave the house and don't like other people exist. Like, it's just the people they live with and no one else. Yeah. And they're technically wild animals that we just brought inside and we let sleep in our beds. Like, if I died in my house, they would have no apprehension to eating me. And I'm just like, I love you so much, let me kiss your little paws. Like, oh. And I'm like, I know if I died tonight, you would eat me, but it's okay, because I love you. But I'm like, it's okay, because Jasmine Dragon would probably notice within like 24 hours that I was gone. Yeah, truly, they're just like in our house. They just up in here. Hi, bear. Isn't that right? You would eat me if I died tonight, wouldn't you? I like to think you'd wait a little bit, because you do have full bowls, but it wouldn't be a long wait. If I don't get my 7 a.m. Snapchat, I'd be concerned. Yeah, you don't get my pre-work Snapchat with the temperature and the time. My one guaranteed Snapchat of a day that goes out to everybody saying the time and the temperature for when I wake up. Today I didn't have to go to work. I got to sleep. It was wonderful. You're like, if I don't get my pre-work Snapchat, what am I gonna do? And then, yeah, and then I get the from here up of Erica at her computer. And then from Phoenix, I always get the check-in of where she's at with her morning routine. Depending on the day, I either hear back from her when she's heading outside with kiddo, or when she's starting like her cleaning routine of the day. Oh my god, Honey's playing Repo. I haven't played Repo in so long. I wonder if the mods have been fixed. What the fuck was what? I heard a noise. What did it sound like? I don't have upstairs neighbors. I am the upstairs neighbor. I am the problem. I mean, the window's right there and I live in an urban area, but no, I am the upstairs neighbor. Chair moving across the floor? Interesting. Might have been one of the cars outside. People around here tend to not have mufflers for some reason, so I've tuned out a lot of the sounds that they make. But yeah, the window's like right there. And the street is not far. Like, that's a motorcycle. At least I think it's a motorcycle. It's some fuck-ass car. Or vehicle of sorts. And size appropriate mufflers, yes. I would also have a size limitation on trucks because they've gotten really out of hand. The fact that my Jeep Wrangler can be parked next to a pickup truck and like you can't see it. Like, what? There's a pickup truck in my complex that is in the parking space next to mine. And the fact that like, so we're parked like here. Like, say that this is the road we're parked, like the pickup truck and me. And you can be driving down the road and not see my Wrangler because the pickup truck is so fucking big in front of it. And I'm like, my car is not small by any means. Like, a Jeep Wrangler is not a small car. The fact that this pickup truck is so long and so tall that you can't see my Wrangler until you pass the pickup truck and see that I'm parked there is crazy work. Like, we need regulations on pickup trucks. Because I'm sick of how gigantic they are. They don't even fit in parking spaces anymore. Like, can we stop? Who needs that much? Like, who needs a truck that big? You don't, is the answer, actually. You don't. There's literally nothing you need to haul that's that big in an everyday pickup truck. At that point, just, like, get a trailer. Like, why do we stop? Like... And then they lift them and add like an extra set of back wheels. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm sick of them. I'm sick of the giant cars everywhere. What's the size of your tits? Tongue? Extra tongue. Also, what is dually? Dually. Is to tow and allow extra tongue weight. I have a lot of questions about that message because I understood about half the words. I beg to differ because I haul this ass around on a daily basis. Your tires on the back. Okay, well, why does the truck have to be extra long and extra tall? Why has that been added to the repertoire of trucks? Is that just because of small peepees? Because I feel like it's just because of small peepees. I feel like pickup trucks having to outsize every other car on the road is because of small peepee. Sandy's ass is good reason for muffle. Dual wheels on the rear. Okay, but what does that have to do with tongue? We still have a question on tongue weight. Some of it is small PP syndrome. So, like, I can understand the double tires being for tow weight, but you can put that on, like, a truck that doesn't outsize a Wrangler, obnoxiously so, to the point that, like, my car isn't now invisible. Like, I shouldn't be playing Mecha Chameleon with pickup trucks. Like, my car being invisible is crazy. One, it's not small, and two, it's bright blue. My car is literally the color of the snail, and it goes invisible, and that's crazy. My parents have a 40-foot something trailer, and they have the dually. Those people don't actually use them as trucks. Exactly. You have like a Ford Ranger. I I've seen so many, for some reason, what's like all over my For You page lately on TikTok is girls being like, my boyfriend just wanted to point out this car and be like, oh, it's so cool. And I just went, okay, but it's ugly. He's like, that's like a $500,000 car. And she's like, cool, it's still ugly. And I'm like, exactly. You know what I think is adorable? An original Volkswagen Bug, an original Volkswagen van. Those really old-timey cars that have like the nice like wheel casings, whatever they're called, the wheel housings. They're like huge and round with like a big like lights. Like, I don't care how expensive your car is. If it's ugly, it's ugly. Period. I stand on that. Like, and that's some business to stand on. If your car's ugly, it's ugly. It could have cost you your newborn child. I don't give a shit. It's still ugly. Tiniest Ford Ranchers they used to make. I drive that. There's a VW Bug. I wanted one so bad growing up, and then as I kept growing taller, I was like, never mind. There's a purpose for large trucks, but everyday people use them when they don't need them. Yeah. Everyday people just have them because tiny peepees. Because tiny peepees and want to flash money. Ultimately, money they don't even have. They have them on very high loans with payments that they shouldn't have. But like, don't get a car that's impractical for your everyday life just to flex for I don't even know who. Like, I don't know who you're showing off for. Because, like, you know what girls think is hot? No debt and a respectful person. You know what I don't think is hot? A giant car that you put dead deer and fish in. Call me crazy. VW Jetta. My mom had a Jetta for a hot minute. It had a lot of problems. That thing was in the shop all the time. She loved it, but she did not like the maintenance of it. That thing was a nightmare. Put in big trucks if the trucks don't have a job. Thank you. It's like when you have like, not specifically herding dogs, when you have like animals that are truly meant for a job and then they don't have a job, or you don't train them or take care of them in the way that they're quite literally like bred and made to do. Like when people have like working dogs, or they get dogs like Vizslas or pit bulls or something that have a lot of energy, and then they like put them on leads. They tie them up or they keep them caged or kenneled or in the house all day. And it's like, no, these dogs are meant to like run in yards. They are meant to like go on miles. They're like mile-long walks. They're meant to like run farms. Like, don't get this dog and then live in an apartment. Similar concept of like, why have giant truck when accountant? Like, what are we doing? Like, I nearly got a Jetta for my first car, but I got a minivan because dogs. Like, his wife got a blue heeler. They don't need a blue heeler. Do they even have a yard? First question, if I ever was to adopt a blue heeler, do you have a yard? What are your work schedules like? Is there a free child around to throw a ball for hours and hours who might be really into baseball for a few years? I dated a guy with a blue heeler, and I was tired watching him play with the dog. Like, I would just sit on his porch, like, having, like, lemonade, and, like, watch him, like do that, like, ball thrower thing with the dog for, like, 2 hours, and I was like, and I was just sitting on his deck, like, drinking lemonade, playing Sims, and, like, I was like, I'm tired for you. They're stupid or have stupid money. Or the money made them stupid, which is also an option. I love to play soccer forever. The kid or the dog? Hi, littles, look man in. But like, that's one of those things that I have a lot of passion about, is like just not thinking through actions, I guess. Like, I would never get a dog. like maybe way down the line, but like right now I do not have the finances to get it as groomed as much as I would need to, because I would need that dog cleaned all the time. I don't have a yard, and I know I'm not going to walk it as much as it needs. I don't have enough for like training school and all of that. Like I don't have dog money. I mean, also I don't want a dog, but like even if I really desperately want a dog and that's like all my heart desired right now, I don't have dog money, I don't have dog space, I don't have dog house. Like nothing in life lines up for dog. So like, no. But there's some dumb people out there who are just like, but all I really want is a dog. And it's like, does it make sense for your life? And they're like, no, but like I want a dog. And it's like, that's not fair to the dog. Like just because you want it doesn't mean you get to have it. I just don't trust my nephew with dogs, mainly because he's had a history of not being nice to dogs. Oh, fuck him. I'd like another small cuddly dog one day, but definitely not have dog training energy. Yeah, like I don't have the energy, the money, I don't... Yeah, like I was really specific when getting Benny that I was like the youngest I would go is like 1.5 years because I do not have kitten energy. Like I remember hating my life dealing with Barrett, like, and he was like 5 months old when I got him, so he wasn't even fresh kitten. And I still was like, I want to kill myself. So I was like, I know I don't want kitten. So I knew that. I was like, the youngest I will go when looking for my new cat is like 1.5, 2 years old. Like, I don't want kitten. I was very adamant about that. And that was one of the biggest things that took so long for me to find the right cat for me, was I didn't want full adult. I still wanted younger than 5 because I wanted them to be younger than Bear, but I did not want a kitten. So I had a very tight window of like 1.5 to like 4. Lo and behold, we got Benny, who's somewhere behind me. But yeah, like, and they're just starting to mellow. Like, Benny's still a little bitey because he's like in that raptor age, but it's like they're just so much energy. Like it is truly a commitment that you are making when you are like signing up to be with these animals when they're babies. And like, yes, there's a huge benefit to like having baby animals and getting to raise them and like spend time with them and like watch them grow up and all these things, but it is exhausting. And you really have to know what you're doing. I love kittens and puppies and wish they'd stay small forever, but I also don't need one. I'll just go volunteer at a shelter. Kitten cast as a teenager when I had teenager energy. Yeah. Like, I've had a few kittens in my life, which is, I think, why I know, like, I don't want that in my life. Like, I have helped raise a fair share of kittens. So I'm like, I know what it's like. And I also was like, I just raised Bear on my own not that long ago. Like, he just turned 6. So I'm like, I'm good. Like, he just started to calm down like the past 1.5 years, it feels like. So I'm like, I'm so good. Like, I'm so good. So, like, the idea of bringing in like a kitten, I'm like, yeah, they're cute, but I'm so good. So good. But by all means, like, I do love them. They're very cute. It's hard not to love a baby animal. It really is. Basically near impossible. Yeah, I was like, I'm so good. Like, I'm so good. It's like, actually, respectfully, like, I'm beyond that. Whenever I worked at a shelter, it always made me so nervous adopting out puppies and kittens to elders. Like, please don't do this. Yeah, I was like, unless you have grandkids around the house that are going to help you with them. In which case, like, by all means. Like, if you live in a multi-generational home, like, by all means, like, have the baby. We had 7 kittens at one point, and I had an old mattress standing up in my room that they would just race up and down nonstop until they passed out. Yeah. No, I would lose it. Oh my god. Why does this feel like it's not snapping to what it needs to snap to? Is that how that snaps to that? It's like, those snap. Whatever. Yeah, they're feral. And like the thing is, they're technically not even feral because they're kittens and they haven't really come from anything yet. But they feel feral. I mean, Bear was feral. He was a feral. And boy, could you tell for a while. Within the first week I had let him out of his chamber, aka the bathroom. He was locked in for like 10 days. And I had made chicken. I had made like 2 chicken breasts. I left one on the stove. You can probably see where this is going. I left one on the stove to like cool before I packed it up because I made it for like dinner for the next night. And I was eating one on the couch and I just hear like, if you've ever heard a cat like, not exactly growl, but they make like this like guttural noise when there's like, it's not even just like, it's not a growl. I don't even know what this noise is that they make, but they make like a guttural noise when they like are protective or like defensive of something. And it's especially about like food. And so I kind of hear that noise and I also hear like a ka-thunk. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I look up and Bear, when he's like this big, like to be fair, he's not much bigger now. Instead of 10 pounds, he was maybe like 6.5 pounds. And he just jumps off the counter. And I just hear this like guttural noise. And I see there's something in his mouth. And I was like, what do you have? Like, what's going on? It's the entire chicken breast that he took off of the pan on the stove and like scampered into the corner of the living room with. And I was like, is that a whole chicken breast? Did you just take that off the stove? I've never had a cat like steal food out of the kitchen ever. And so I was like, ah. And so like I had to like go up to him and like get it away from him. And I wasn't gonna throw it away and waste the chicken. So at this point, I just like cut up and put it into a container for them to eat later. But I was like, you don't get it right now. You're in trouble. What are you doing? At this point, he only lived with me for like 2 weeks. So I think he still was getting over like the food scarcity and like ferality of his life. But I was like, we don't do that. We don't steal mommy's chicken off the stove. I was like, and keep in mind, the chicken breast was probably like a third the size of his body. I was like, bro. Hi, Venom, welcome on in. You got Benny Boy today. Hi, Janine, welcome on in. One of our cats was still a little red. Oh yeah, my brother's Maine Coon is really into doing that now. So now at my mom's house, they have deemed the bread box, it's the plate cabinet. So the bagels go into the bowls and the loaves of bread go on top of the plates. And that is now the bread box. And I didn't realize that this was like a development in their home because I don't live there anymore. And I went over there one time for dinner. And my mom had told me like what we were having for dinner and that she got like Italian bread or whatever to go with the pasta. And I was like, oh, where's the bread you want to serve? And she was like, oh, it's in the bread box. And I was looking around. I was like, when did you get a bread box? And then her and my brother started dying laughing. And I was like, I don't see a bread. Like, what's the joke? And I opened the cabinet and I was like, what? And he was like, oh, yeah, Ollie keeps trying to steal any piece of bread we leave anywhere ever. That's his thing now. And I was like, gotcha. So now we have to hide bread. He was like, oh, we have to hide everything. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I see. I was like, so Benny's being a problem. Breast? Oh, Bear did, back when he was a baby cat, back when he was first living with me. He did that back circa 2020. Cat jumped up and took the hot dog out of my brother's bun as he was taking a bite. I love when stuff like that happens because non-cat owners will be like, you're making that up. And it's like, no. Like, I guarantee you they're not. I understand how it sounds made up, but no. That's just what cats do. Every day with cats is like living in a sitcom sometimes. Hi, Goofin. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely Friday. Oh, why is that not? Yeah. But yeah, no. Living with cats is truly just like, it's like, I don't even know. Every day is a new adventure when you have cats. There's really no other way to put it. It's a wonderful thing to sign up for, like owning a cat. It really is. It's like some of the highlights of my life have been from the cats I've owned, but it is also like when you try to explain the things you've experienced by owning a cat to people who have never had cats, or especially people who have never had pets, they look at you like you have 6 heads, because they're like, what do you mean your cat did XYZ? And you're just like, yeah, that's never happened in your house. And they're like, no. And you're like, oh, easy. Like, what do you mean? It is quite literally impossible to explain cats. And trying to is an uphill battle. I wouldn't recommend anyone try. They are, I love them, but they are something. It's a journey. Oh, what kind of tree is that? I like the idea of a lemon and orange tree, but why don't their pots match? Like, that's just something I'm gonna have to accept, but like, why? Okay, we'll just accept it, but I still have the question. I realize the answer is because it's The Sims, but ready for more fork knife? I think Dragon I might play a little later. I think the Neopets are starting to come, which has me excited because I like the Neopets. Is this a speaker? Oh. You know, I buy the new things and then I don't even look at them. And so then it's just like little surprises for future me all of the time. Myself and got to level 6. Ooh, good job. I'm too scared to play by myself. I never trust who I'll like get paired up with or who I'll come across. I do have other friends who play. I don't know, it's just not as fun without like my friends. I like my friends. Yeah, that's cute. Would that be realistic with an open fire oven? No, but it's cute. Oh, you did solos. Okay, that's smart. Yeah, no, that's smart. That would be the good way to do it. Give me nectar. Hi, Trimontop. Husband needs me. How dare he? How dare the husband need you? Hi, Trime. You got Kanga today. What else do you put in a kitchen? But like a fancy garden kitchen. Like not a normal kitchen, a fancy garden kitchen. Oh, maybe a sink. That would probably make sense. can't put it in that. Trim on top. Hope you're having a good Friday, Sarah. Is that like sort of works and sort of doesn't all at the same time? No. There's fireworks. I really love living in an area where this time of year I'm like, was that fireworks, a car backfiring, or a gun? No, it's a motorcycle thing. Okay. It's always great when I have to question all of that. No, I think I like the sink the best. The wood's different, but it kind of matches this wood, so I don't hate it. What else do you put in a fancy kitchen? I'm not gonna do string lights. I have tediously done string lights on a pergola before. I don't think I'm gonna do that here. Was that a lot of effort just for that spot? Maybe. But I already did it, so. Already put it in, so. I don't feel like making a gazebo. I was like, a gazebo would be cute over here. I don't own the kit that has it, or I don't feel like building one. So maybe I accept this as the back of the castle for now. It needs more wisteria. We don't have enough. Now we have to wisteria the entire front of the castle. Who needs curtains inside when there's wisteria all over the outside? You know? Okay, now that's fireworks that's going off. Does that make sense? They start at 9. will say the amount of like levels I have going on is making all the snapping around very annoying, but we shall persist. We don't have another option, so. Erica. I'm assuming you didn't for a few days, knowing you. Pretty consistent since Tuesday. I did skip Sunday and Monday apparently, and yes, I keep trying it because my God. I mean, it's probably good that you keep track. I'm sure doctors ask. I have a feeling constipation's pretty common during pregnancies. I wouldn't know. I've never been pregnante, but I would have a feeling that, you know, a fat babe sitting on your digestive tract can't really be helpful for things like that. I mean, I know it's great for peeing, but I wouldn't be surprised if it interrupts all the movements of things. I mean, people have had babies, please correct me, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm concerned if I'm bleeding or not or have nausea. Well, yeah, that's fair. She do be kicking my bladder though. My poor boss, her baby girl has not flipped, and she's due in 2 weeks. And so they tried to do the manual flip on Wednesday for her. It did not work. I feel so bad. And it's like she's tried the ice pack to make her move down. She's tried like the bouncy, like sitting on the exercise. She's tried so many things, and they tried to do the manual flip and everything. And like now she has appointments like 1 to 2 times a week up until her due date, because like if she doesn't flip, she has to have the C-section, and she's just not flipping. Like she's just too comfy. The baby's just refusing. I feel so bad because that sounds like the worst to deal with. Because there's not really much you can do about it, especially when the manual thing didn't work. Which I know is also like one of the most painful things you can deal with outside of like the actual pregnancy. Like the attempt of the manual flip I've heard is like so painful. And I'm just like, ugh. It sounds horrible. Babies just do whatever they want. No, truly, they do. They do whatever the hell they want. They're happy in there, and they're just gonna stay in there. To be fair, though, the way she also thinks this, she thinks they might have gotten her due date wrong because the baby's been measuring on the smaller side. They're like, oh, she measures a little small, and then like the next week she like is fine. So I think they might have got her due date wrong by like a week or two. That's what she was thinking too. I ovulated late and they pushed me back a week. Interesting. Yeah, babies do just do whatever they want. They're just like, you created me, I'm just gonna hang out here now. I don't know what I would prefer if I was pregnant, like having a C-section or actually pushing out a baby. I mean, either way, I would need to be incredibly drugged. There would need to be a lot of drugs. Like, so many drugs. That I know. Just get it out of me and give me a lot of drugs. Yeah, I'm like, I just know there would need to be like a lot of drugs. Like a lot of drugs. Like that I know for sure. Hi, Claire. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I think the lighting's good. Like, it doesn't look like a creepy castle, which was my biggest thing. Quiver! That's true, it is technically Saturday there. But she hasn't gone to bed yet, so does it really count as tomorrow? Alright, my biggest thing was not creepy castle, and I think I accomplished that. I wanted it to be whimsical. Hi, Jasmine. You got pearly girl today. That's Phoenix's favorite. There's fireworks. You'd be standing in the front porch light, coming back to me. That is so loud. Most of the heat is starting to go away. Today was only like 96. The feels like was like 101 at one point, but for the most part, it's starting to break up. By like Sunday and Monday, it's gonna really cool down. I think we're supposed to get to like low 80s on Monday, which is really nice. That means it's gonna be like mostly gone. But it's been something. Really glad my AC got fixed last week, I can tell you that. Because I would have been packing my cats up and running to my mom's house. And I would have been like, you have to deal with them being here. I don't know what to tell you. If all of the cats fight, all of the cats fight, but we're not sitting in my apartment. But yeah, I was really glad my AC got fixed last week before this all hit. So, how are you guys though? I know that's been very bad over there. There's been like death from it. Like, I know it's been like dangerously bad over there. I'd read an article somewhere that like France was putting a ban on public drinking to help promote like actual hydration. Which, if that was true, that's crazy. If it's not true, it's still funny. Cool, this week, but going right back up. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, everyone laughed when we talked about global warming, but here it is, guys. Like, ha ha ha, it was real. Now we live in an oven. No one wanted to listen to us, but here we are. I mean, personally, I listened to the global warming threats very early on because they said it would kill polar bears, and I was like, that's a very serious matter. Don't know why anyone else didn't take that as a serious threat to the world, but... So I remember hearing that and being like, well, if it's going to kill polar bears, it's going to kill everything. And I don't like that. Because I like animals, and I'd like them to not all die off. So I don't know why everybody else wasn't taking this as a serious matter, but... You know, I can't speak for everyone else. I'm really unsafe here, but of course business and stuff don't give a shit, and even my work staying open, which is horrible. Yeah, thank God I got called out of the restaurant tonight because obviously no one's, between the holiday and the heat, no one's going out, but especially no one's going to a restaurant with an open fire oven. Like, no, we didn't need 9 servers on tonight at the restaurant. Like I could have told you all that. Like, no one's going to a restaurant right now. Between the holiday and the heat, no one's going there. Yeah, our reservations for Fridays usually like push 200, if not surpass 200. Reservations tonight were looking like 42 to like 50 people. I'm not sick, but I can imagine being stuck in a building with all the kids. Oh my god, is there no AC in it either because it's fucking Europe? I'm assuming no, because it's fucking Europe. You guys are still probably like, we don't need AC. Vibes. Get it together. Get it together, babes. You always need AC. Really, some of your buildings can't handle it because, like, they're old, but you need to figure it out. Hi, my MC. Welcome in. You got Rue. Who just got Kango? Is it Jasmine? No. Who just got Rue? Is it Claire? Someone just got Rue. Or someone just got Kanga. Well, whoever got Kanga, Mouse is now your child. I'm trying to get some window units fitted next year. Yeah. No, they really are life-changing. I feel like AC is going to pop off in the next year now that so many Europeans came to. I'm sorry about the fireworks. There's nothing I can do about them. But I feel like after all the Europeans coming here and like falling in love with American luxuries, I expect things like AC and ice in water and like silly things like that to suddenly like pop off in Europe. You guys recently discovered ranch, though that's going to be a whole thing. It's always funny watching Europeans discover ranch. That's not like new. I love watching Europeans discover ranch, especially as someone who doesn't necessarily like ranch. I'm just like I don't personally eat ranch. So watching like people from other countries discover it, I'm always like, cool. I don't understand why it's such an anomaly for you. Running around like crazy about pet sitting. Girl, you run around like crazy even without pet sitting, I feel like. But yeah, so many Europeans, I feel like, just discovered all these luxuries of America. I feel like Europe's gonna change so much in the concepts of like ice and AC. It's gonna be so wonderful to watch you all grow and develop as people. I'm gonna love it. Like the ones who didn't come over here, they're gonna come back and like, did you know they put ice in all their beverages? You do, but like it doesn't come standard. Like you have to ask for ice water. Like you guys just hand people water. And like I remember every time I've been there, I always have to be like, can I have ice in blah blah blah. Stress me out. I'm like, we put ice in everything. You have to ask for light ice here or no ice. And I feel like people are just gonna go back there and be like, did you know they put ice in everything? And every building is so cold. And it's like, yeah. that is how it is here. They ask if we want ice. Yeah, I remember like, I mean, maybe it's become a bit more normalized since the last time I was there. Because I haven't been there since like 2017 now. But it was always just like, nope, you're just handed this glass, no ice. Like you have to ask for ice. And it's always frustrated me when I'm in Europe because I'm like, what do you mean? Just give me ice. Ice isn't a luxury. Just give me ice. At least I don't think ice is a luxury. It's just frozen water. Like... Two weird places. I don't know. In France, it was a whole thing. To be fair, France is kind of a weird place. So, but yeah, it was a whole thing in France. France is just weird. France is weird. Not specifically in Paris. Paris is weird. They think they're like way more bougie than they are. I say this to people all the time. I'm like, if you're in the Paris area, like go to say you went to Paris, but do not make Paris a whole trip. Because I am, as someone who's gone to Paris twice, I'm like, it's just not that good. It's not worth a whole trip over. It's just not. Like, it's basically like going to New York, but now everyone's just speaking a different language to you. Like, it's basically New York where they speak a different language and have better architecture. That's kind of it. Like, it's the same snobbiness. It's still dirty. It's incredibly busy. The driving is chaotic and anxiety-inducing. And keep in mind, I've never actually driven in Europe. Just being on the roads there was anxiety-inducing. And they all just think they're so much more like pretentious and posh than they are because of all the pop culture surrounding France and Paris. And I'm like, no, if I'm going to go back to France at all, is to go to, I mean, granted, I love Montmartre so much, my favorite place in France that I've ever been to. But if I was ever to go back to France, I'd be going to southern France. Like, I'm over Paris. I've been twice, and I'm like, no. Both times I'm like, I don't want to come back here. Paris now is for Disneyland. Yeah, I'm like, I would go back to England every year if I could. I want to go to every part of England that exists. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Scotland. I want to visit every part of the United Islands. And but I'm like, I'm so happy if I never go back to Paris again. I want to go back to other parts of France, but I never want to go back to Paris. And it's a very great privilege to be able to say, like, I've experienced Paris enough to say I don't want to do it again. But that's my biggest piece of advice if people ever go to Europe is go to Paris if you have the time, but do not make it a center point of your trip that you spend like a lot of days in planning on. Because it's not all that. There's some fun things to see and to say like, oh yeah, I've seen the Eiffel Tower or I went to the Louvre, but it's not worth like a week of your trip. It's just really not. There's way better things in France in general and also just in Europe. It's just, there's so many things I wish I saw other than Paris. I just, where I live is shit, but I do, if you came here at least, yeah, I'm like, I would love to go back to England. I miss England all of the time. I've always said if I had the money, I'd be there every year. France. Hi, Schnupp. Oh, that's how you come in. Ugh, France. So, but the UK is one of my favorite places. I'd love to go back to Italy because when I went, I was 12 or 13. I must have been 12 because my brother was like 15. And so, like, I'd love to go back now that I'm an adult and can really appreciate it more. Like, I loved the history and the architecture, but now that I can really appreciate, like, more of the food and the wine and, like, go to vineyard tours and see more of the history of it all, I would love to go back to Italy. I would love to do Greece. I would love to go to Germany and do a lot of the history. Amsterdam was fun. I was only there for, like, 2 days, though, so I'd love to go back to that area. Like, the thought of passing vessels, I have no idea. You have beef with France? I do too. I have beef specifically with Paris, not with France. Just specifically with Paris. Because it's so romanticized and built up in our American minds. And then I went there and I was like, oh, it feels like New York. And I don't like New York. So, we have a video if I can share. Yeah, no, me and my wife, not me taking you from your wife. No, you can stay in your bed with your wife. She's talking about me and my wife on your sofa bed. As we just bat back through Europe. I love how your reaction is, why would I leave my bed and sleep on the sofa bed? She's like, why would I go on the sofa bed? I love that. You're just like, why am I going on the sofa bed with the guests? Like, what happened? It's okay. Schnupp's concussed. Guys, Schnupp's concussed. She's allowed to think crazy things. Oh my god. Can't with you. She throws you the sofa bed a lot. I mean, I'm sure the pets would still snuggle you. Welcome to our home, Dragon. You're get back in here with me. Yeah, we're just swapping wives. Go all the way to Europe for a wife swap. Everyone just yells Becca, and hopefully you get one of your wives. It's fine. You have 50% chance of getting one of your wives if you yell Becca, so how bad could it go? Fireworks are so obnoxious. Visually, I like fireworks. I'd like them a whole heck of a lot more if they were silent. Which is why I propose drone shows become more popularized. Did you realize it's not the 4th yet, right? Well, today is Independence Day observed. Tomorrow is Independence Day. Because we celebrate the 3rd and the 4th here. That's true, we can just both be turning around like... Which one do you want? Yeah, no, we celebrate the 3rd and the 4th here. The 3rd is often observed because it's when we get, it's when we often get off work. Because it's, honestly, it hasn't been common, I feel like, lately for 4th of July to fall on a work day. And even when it does, we tend to get a following day. Like last week was a 4-day weekend because we got the Monday off. At least my Austin's did. So planting trees and I mean, nothing around this country makes sense. So whatever we want to call it, we can call it, right? I feel like we're allowed to do whatever we want right now. We have a weird fuck-ass fair going on or something. I don't know. Where all tens of people are having so much fun. Half the people that have even gone to that festival are just influencers filming how bad it is for the rest of us to not have to go and experience it. So, which I really appreciate of them doing. Because Lord knows I would not go to experience it. Do that for the Calgary St. Peter. Is that a popular thing? Surely more popular than what's going on in DC right now. I wonder how expensive it is to have fireworks go off for fucking 30 minutes. Surely that's not a cheap thing. Also, like, fuck your fireworks. They're horrible for the environment. I once again propose drone shows. They don't take data centers. They don't ruin the environment. They don't leave behind litter. They don't scare dogs. They don't scare war vets. They don't scare anyone with PTSD. They don't wake up babies. All the wannabe cowboys and cowgirls go to pretend they know how to be country kids. Welfare and pets. Oh, and shop. So I've learned that my cats aren't afraid of fireworks. At least I don't think Bear is. I don't know where he is right now, so he could be hiding. But I've learned Benny at least isn't afraid of fireworks, but he is afraid of thunder. Because we've had the past few nights with the heat wave, we've had a lot of like thunder, not rain necessarily, but a lot of like thunder and heat lightning in the late nights when things actually start to cool down and it's like in that in between of cool and heat. And usually around like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. it's just like lightning, really, really bright lightning, like almost like a camera flashes outside your window and like distant thunder. And so last night when it started thundering, Benny was starting to be like a menace, because he does that. He is. He's Sweet Baby Angel, but he's also a menace. And he was doing a whole, like, trying to play with my hand thing, but the second thunder went off, he, like, and then, like, cuddled up into me, and was like, and I was like, oh, he's scared of thunder. Like the menace instantly stopped, and he was just like, Mom, oh, Dad, oh, Dad. And then I was just holding him, and I was like, you're fine. You're fine. And he was just like, he was just staring at the window, but like pinned against my side, because he was like, what is that? Hi, Lolo, welcome on in. Because you're just a baby, aren't you? Hey, baby boy. You want to say hi to people? Come here. Yeah, you don't like the loud noises. You're okay with the fireworks, though, which is interesting. You just hate thunder. You just hate thunder. Thunder, fireworks, and lightning don't bother her, but God forbid there's a bit of wind. He's okay with it. He doesn't like power outages, because we've had like 2 or 3 power surges. We had like 3 yesterday and 2 the day before. Really quick blips. I think it's more the fact that it's just like, it's so sudden. Like it goes dead quiet, and then the fans are back and the TVs are back and stuff. So like it's really sudden. And then he doesn't like thunder. I don't know how. I don't think Bear's never really reacted much to thunder or lightning. I know last year he didn't like the fireworks, but he might just be in my bedroom right now. I know last year he didn't like them, but he doesn't seem to be coming to me for comfort, so he might just be in my bedroom right now. Okay. There's that. And that. The fuck is this? Oh, it's a divider. I thought it was a giant, like... What are those bead calculators called? I was one of those. So yeah, Abacus. In my head, I want to say Mancala, and I'm like, that's a game. That is not a calculator. It's like, I know that's wrong. I had all of the tornado warnings today. My neighbor on the other side of her, oh my god, is she okay? Like, did I just hit her deck? Yeah, it's just pissed. Okay. I'm not quite a bead calculator, though. It is a bead calculator. Abacus is way too fancy. It's a bead calculator. I like this, and I probably won't find it again. So let's go put it where the kitchen's, well, where the kitchen's gonna end up being. I mean, is it not just a bead calculator? But, I mean, I'm so glad I don't live anywhere that tornadoes happen. Granted, they might someday. We used to not have heat like this either, so. It was hotter here yesterday than it was in Cancun, Mexico. By like 12 degrees. I'm not talking about the feels like. The actual temperature here was 12 degrees hotter than it was in Cancun, Mexico. When I saw that, I was like, I could be sitting on a beach in Cancun more relaxed than I am right now. We should sue. Oh, I'm gonna sue all the data centers personally, because surely they're not helping the situation. Are they part of the original problem? No, but they're not helping the situation now, and I'm mad at them. So they're my personal target. Oh, I should probably have used these instead of these ones. Oh, but they're so much smaller. I like the ones I used. Oh yeah, in case anyone didn't know that about me, I hate AI in data centers with a lot of my being. Every time my mom's like, oh, I learned this new thing AI can do, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Or I'll just come back at her and be like, oh, you mean it does more than kill our environment and take away the wilderness from baby animals? Crazy. She's always like, why do you have to ruin my fun? And I'm like, because you're ruining the planet. I'm like, when you stop using AI, I'll stop making the comments about it, but I do it to everybody though, not just my mom. Like Dragon used it for like a single profile picture, and I was like, your profile picture killed a turtle. I do it to everybody. So at least I'm a universal hater of anyone who uses it. She was like, God dang it. And I'm like, yeah, you killed a turtle with that profile picture. Like, I avoid it all. Like, it's hard to completely avoid it because they literally have roped it into everything. Like, it's on Google. But, like, I don't have ChatGPT or things like that. Like, I don't go out of my way to use it. Like, obviously, if it like, the Google answer pops up, like, I can't avoid that. But I don't, like, go out of my way to use it kind of thing. But, yeah. I do love doing that. Being like, you just killed a turtle with that. I don't know my business page saying I was using AI photos of pets. I just know Jonah. I just know how to edit shit. No, literally. We also just, I don't know, this new generation exhausts me. Like, the general understanding of like lack of comprehension and literacy skills is really tiring. Like, part of it is probably just because I find myself on the higher end of not being a part of a literacy crisis. Like, I know words and how to read, and I don't struggle when words have more than like 3 syllables to them. And just the literacy crisis going on in this world is terrifying to see. But then there's just a lack of figuring it out for yourself. People will see a very basic DIY on TikTok or Instagram, and they'll be like, will you post a tutorial? And it'll be something as basic as how to curl your hair. Which, 1, trial and error, figure it out yourself. 2, Google. 3, YouTube videos. But most of the time, figure it out. That's how all of us have done it up until, you don't need a TikTok tutorial on how to live life. You just don't. Like, or people will be like, oh, look at this purse at Bedazzled. And people are like, oh my God, tutorial. She bought gemstones and E6000 glue. Figure it out. She literally listed the supplies in the note. It's like 4 things. Go buy a purse and do it. Granted, I've always been like a fake it till you make it or figure it the fuck out bitch. Like, I very much have always been like, Google's there for a reason. Like, figure it out. At least try before you ask. You know, use your eyes before you inquire where something is, kind of thing. But it's like at least look around before you ask for assistance. Try to figure something out before you're like, hey, I tried XYZ, do you have an ABC answer? Don't just like go up to your boss and be like, I don't know what to do. Okay, did you try clicking around? Simply click around, something might happen. Like, this new generation just doesn't. Like, they just don't even try to figure it out, and I'm like, can we just, for 3 seconds, Google something? Like, the amount of times I've had to Google things for other people, and then they're like, how'd you find that? I'm like, I literally took the question you asked me, put it into Google, sent you the answer. Somehow I just got stuck in the middle. Like, how did I end up in the middle? Like, what happened? The iPad generation, it shows we lost fingerprints of figuring it out. Oh my God. No, your son's not the problem. If anything, to him, we're the problem because he doesn't have ADHD. Like, Look with your eyes, not with your mouth. Truly, just open your eyes. Open your eyes, open your ears. You have these holes for a reason. Open them and use them. Can we use more hole? Can we use the holes that like are above our waist too? Crazy. Like stop selling these holes and maybe use these ones and you're gonna get a bit further in life. Just a concept. Don't sell these ones, but use these ones. It's exhausting. And I'm just like, Jesus, guys, like when did the skill of Google, basic research, I mean, I guess it went out the window when just like having to write, like have you ever told a kid how you had to write by hand a rough draft and a final draft of a paper? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like a 5-page paper. And like your little blue book, you would write a rough draft and a final draft. And you would turn it in. And they're like, what? Or like Scantrons. And like you took tests on paper and we're like, now kids at my work that have language delays, they just spend most of their time attached to a screen. There's parents who have now seen Toy Story 5 and have taken their iPads away from their kids because apparently that's what it took them to understand that iPads are burning holes into their kids' brains. We had to write drafts and then type the whole thing on 20-minute visit on the computer lab a week, literally. Or like you had to take typing class. They're taking coding classes now, which like granted, I do wish I knew how to code. But like it went from cursive and typing classes and hot cross buns on the clarinet to this. And I'm like, I'm not that old. Like, where did we get lost? Fucking Scantron bullshit. I actually like Scantrons. There felt like an order to it. My entire school career was by hand except for typing class. So Scantrons were like, they were like a piece of paper like half the size of this. So like a thin piece of paper like this, maybe slightly longer. You would put your name, your like the class you were in, your teacher's name down one side. And then it was all these bubbles. So like A through D all the way down for like, it was maybe like 60 lines. And you would get your piece of paper. So you get like your test that had your questions. So it's like, what's the first letter of the alphabet? And then you'd have, it would give you like A, C, D, 6 or whatever. So each question would have an A through D answer. And you have your Scantron that had A through D multiple choice. You'd fill in the bubble of what your answer is for the whole test. And then you'd just turn in the slip to your teacher that had all the bubbles filled out. And they'd run it through the machine that already had it pre-coded. And it would automatically grade them all for your teacher. And then we'd get our slips back with like a printed blank out of whatever at the bottom. So it's basically like a pre-automated like testing system for the teachers. But yeah, the little ellipsy like bubbles. ABC6, yeah, what's the first letter of the alphabet? ABC6. I apparently forgot what D was. Hi Lola, thank you for the 200 biddies. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope the fetus is behaving for you. Saw a video the other day that said this is the first generation ever with less cognitive skills than the generation before because they have computers in school that do the thinking for them. Yes, they also have less competition. Like everybody gets an award and they don't like compete for things. And like I understand like not wanting kids to feel ashamed or like they're the least successful or bullied or whatever, but like a little bit of shame and bullying goes a really long way. I'm not saying like shame and bully these kids into like self-harm or a loss of self or anything like that, but like not everyone needs a freaking medal. Making a kid earn a title or earn a reward makes them actually try. Like if they're gonna get a medal no matter what they do when they show up, they're not gonna care. And like the fact that summer school and being held back is no longer on the table, these kids don't care. They're not gonna try. Like you can fail and still move on. And that's like, what? The only time it stops is like, oh, well, you can't graduate high school while failing. And it's like, okay, but I could get up to my senior year of high school failing. So Now what do I do? Like, when's every time and that's okay. Exactly. You can fail and not, yeah, no. You can literally fail and they don't get held back. It's the No Child Left Behind rule, like law that we have. You don't get held back anymore. Kids didn't magically stop failing grades. We just don't hold them back. It goes up until graduating. Like, they can't graduate high school with a failing grade, but they can continue to go through the grades up until that point. And like by the age of 16, I think they're able to drop out. I think it is like 16, they can legally like stop going to school if their parent signs off on it. And like, this is why so many of them just don't try and don't care, because there's no reason for them to. And it's exhausting. This is why they're a nightmare when they start working. Yep. I can't wait to be a manager for this generation. It's gonna be so fun. A learning disability, and instead of giving her extra help, they gave her extra credit. They gave her credit for helping other kids put their coats on stuff. What? So they gave her school credit for being kind instead of helping her learn. And she got credits for that because who needs reading? The threat of repeating a grade made a study. Literally, I would bribe my teachers to make sure I at least because they would watch me study and try my best and I'd still be in like D's and C's. I would bribe my teachers to ensure that I was so scared of failing even when I had like a C. These kids will get like straight F's and not do their homework and like just not be at school and just don't care. And I'm like, and I wish I could say I'm exaggerating. My best friend is a middle school teacher and tells me these horror stories like on a weekly basis. And these are things I'm seeing from teachers all over social media. And I wish that this is just some stuff I was making up because like, oh, this is what I think kids behave like. Nope, this is what I see teachers telling me. like it's just, they used her as a teacher's aide. That's what you do in college for credit. That's not what you do with a special needs kid in like elementary school. Like, problems that parents, a lot of parents do not care. A lot of parents have kids just to say they have kids and then don't do any of the work that goes into having kids. And then they look at people like me and they're like, well, why don't you want kids? It's such a blessing. And I'm like, do you want your kid? Like, how about we start there? Like, because I know I'd probably do a better job than you, and I don't even think I'd be doing a good job. Like, I had reasons to not be in school. My parents just didn't care enough to call the school and tell them I wouldn't be in. And then the school just thought I was lazy and a bad student. When my son's teacher said she could tell I was a parent who cared. I went to a school, so like I went to a charter school, which was one very hard to get into because it was a whole application process. It was free to go to, it was a public school. It was a public charter school, but it was a whole application process to get into. A big reason why I got in was my brother was a member of the founding class. Like, he was in the kindergarten founding class for that school, and then I was 4 years later. And so because I was already part of a founding family, I got into the, like, kind of like an automatic fast track to it. But regardless of that, part of the application process is, like, the parents are sat down in an interview and basically talked through, like, how the next 9 years, K through 8, of your kid's life are going to look like. The things they're going to focus on with language and music and arts, and the courses that they're going to go through with ELA and history and math and the sciences, and the kind of field trips they're going to be going on, and the projects they're going to be given, and the type of core principles that are taught of, like, patience and virtues and perseverance and generosity. And, you know, not every kid's always going to win, but we're always going to do our best to foster an environment when they have a chance to win. And, you know, colleges push on these kids from, like, day one. Like, they start talking about it in kindergarten, how, like, this is the kind of environment and space that these kids are going to go through for the next 9 years. And parental participation is a huge part of that. And we expect, like, these parents to step up and be able to volunteer on field trips, assist with projects, be there for parent-student teacher nights, be there for classroom tours, be there to help out when they go through, like, You know, the plays they're in, the musicals they're in, the concerts that, you know, the choir and the band does, and just like all this stuff. And they basically sign a contract saying, like, yes, I agree to be an active and caring and participating, like, parent in this school and, like, care about my child's well-being and the future of their education. Like, we don't just go into public school like, hey, you're in this district, go in. Like, it was a whole process to be a part of the school I went to. And so, like, I was very lucky that I was surrounded by this mentality my whole life. And, like, I had parents who very much cared and was surrounded by fellow students whose parents very much cared. But a lot of students do not have that. And it's very apparent. And it's very sad. And obviously public schools can't go through the whole thing my school did, but I wish they did. Because that's what kids need. And parents need to also have that just drilled into them that, like, this is, like, it's not like a 50-50 split, and it's not 80-20 the kid and the parent. It's like 30-70 kid parent. Like, this is, for a lot of the early years of child education, it is very much on the parent to make sure the kid is dressed and clean and at the school, to double check that their homework is done, to look through their backpack and folders and make sure anything that needs to be signed is signed, to make sure the kid has food and that it's actually in their lunchbox and in their backpack and ready to go, to make sure, like, to double check these things, to look at the school calendar. Like, all of this stuff for a lot of the first few years is on the parent, because the kid's not gonna. And the kid also probably doesn't know to. like they're overwhelmed and they're tired and their little brains don't understand the forethought and the planning and the organization of it. And then people get mad and frustrated when the kids don't do this stuff, but, like, their brains are rawer than raw. Like, they don't know how to pre-think and plan. And, like, no one ever gives them grace. Like, our brains don't even stop cooking till we're almost 30 years old. How do you think a 7-year-old's gonna walk in and be like, so, mother, this is what the school has taught me and told me that we're going to need to do for the next, like, quarter of the year, and this is what I need for my luncheon for the next 7 days, and my clothes should be cleaned and tidied and laid out on hangers for the next 5 days, and this is the dress code and this and this. Like, no. They don't. They're a child. And then the parents get mad, and I'm like, anyway. And this level of understanding when it comes to parenting is, again, a reason I don't want to be a parent. Because I know a lot of what goes into it, and I don't want to do it. And I don't want to deal with the parents that bitch about having to do it, even though they signed up for it. Or is going to push it so the parents need to step up. Exactly. They're always going to push boundaries. They're always not going to really know what's... This is so cute. They're always going to not really know what's going on. Like, it's just what kids are and do. Like, do I have enough doors? So you can get up, you can get out and in there. Out there, in here, in there, and in there. Okay. You know, we're talking about kids and the corrupt American teaching system. Shouldn't space out. Yeah, the corrupt American teaching system. I think I'm gonna make that one a witch room. Maybe both of these can be like witchy rooms. Like, one of them can be like an alchemy room and one can be a potion room. I need to figure out what flooring I'm putting in this place. Like, I went on a whole tangent, and now I'm like, I don't even know where I was at. Oh, there's like no good wood in this. What the? It's not that better candy either. Because kids will be kids and parents will be parents and everyone sucks. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at in this world. A lot of education systems are at least partially flawed. Some countries have amazing stuff in place to encourage the best possible learning. Yeah, I mean, some places have it together. But ultimately, kids will be kids and parents will be parents, and people suck no matter where you are. Like, that's just where it all ropes into, is like, ultimately... Okay, there's the music. Like, ultimately, people suck no matter where we go. That's what it comes down to, is... people will people, and that typically means they suck. So, what kind of flooring do you put in a castle? This is like a real question. Like, stone should probably be in the entryway. I'll start a cult, and from that, practice better education so we can roll them out to other countries. I feel like that's not going to be the first focus of your cult, but sure, that could be one of them. Someone remind me later to get rid of the canned lighting. But I need it to be able to see the... to see what we're doing. Big boom. Okay. I have some people skills. I'll offer books, snacks, movies, and other stuff. All right. I'm starting a cult, guys. Do we get any bonuses for being early onboarders? Edition pin. You get a pin. And a free t-shirt. I can't with you. A limited edition pin and a free t-shirt. Why is that tile, like, why is this stone shiny? Why is it shiny? Shiny. I don't want shiny stone. No, these are too dark. Dad got for a 20-year celebration at work a pin for being at his job for 20 years? I gotta say, I value you and your loyalty. I thought it would be special and an onboarding thing. I was like, Schnuff knows how to do it right. She's doing it as an onboarding incentive. Okay. So we'll do the stone there. There. And in... Nothing's gonna happen in that tower, but it feels weird not to pave it. Okay, and now I want the hardwood. I feel like it would have a dark hardwood. Good night, Snappy. I hope you have a good night. Maybe the gift gets taken out of the pay at the end of the year. His gift gets taken out of his pay? Your gift gets taken out of your pay? Castlewood. Jesus, that's still going on. On that one. Guys, which hardwood do we like better? 1, 2, or 3? This is 2. That's 3. That's 1. This coworker got a remote control RC car for his 20th, and then it was taken from his pay, so he gave him to go pay. His 20th anniversary gift at his job is something he pays for. That's not a gift. Like, he should be getting like a bonus. Or like, there's some jobs that will give like Rolex watches. Like, what do you mean he... like he knows that's crazy, right? Like, he's aware. Yeah, like, happy birthday, can you send me $100 for your gift? What? What? And he's the one that trains all the niggas. A lot of questions for your dad's place of work. Hers aren't even written out to anyone, they just say Merry Christmas. Oh my God. horrible company. Ours are handwritten out to people. So are anniversary cards. Because I just got my anniversary card in the mail. That's how I know. Like, because of where all the wisteria is, it won't really matter if I move a lot of these windows. Screenshot like gift cards and like 500 cash. Just that No Names just made Christmas last year. They said they were going to do a Christmas party and asked who would want to go, and then 3 weeks before was like, yeah, that'll be $50. Yeah, it's very different between individually owned and corporate owned, because my company is like a small family business, and like it shows. It very much shows. I work for myself and have to go, can I afford to give myself benefits? Probably not yet. It comes with time. It feels obnoxious to do this everywhere, but I also feel like I have to do it everywhere. Which one do I put in the primary? Are they beach people? I mean, they are quite literally looking out over the ocean. We could just go basic trees. Benefits are a bit more important than seeing all of us now. Hopefully you know that. That one. Okay. These all have like not good ceiling lights. It's $2,000. Sounds like you're the reason I need them. I mean, we might be the reason you need them. You never know. We're scary. I wouldn't be surprised if we were the reason someone needed drugs. Like, if somebody looked at me and was like, I take drugs because of you, I'd be like, that tracks. Everyone your name. That's not the reason I need them. My mother is. Am I stuck on? Oh, a roof. Unstuck from the roof, it's fine. Cute, it's feeling castle-y. We ain't gotta be on different sides. Castle vibes. It's like a glitch. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this room's gonna be yet. I haven't decided. I haven't decided that for many of these rooms. Okay. Lights and flooring done. Maybe I get the bathrooms done. with you, you can ruin my weekend. How is there not a full bathroom set for... for like any of this? I'm surprised that they didn't make a bathroom set for the royalty pack. This bathroom's in a really inconvenient spot with the roof. I did it to myself. I'm just pointing it out. Stays, baby, like I do. This isn't from a maker's kit, is it? It's not, okay. Just another TBT. If I can get the bathrooms done, I'll think we made a lot of progress. 77%. That's not bad. The fireworks stopped. Over here. Yeah, this one's gonna be a bit harder just because of the way I laid it out. Toothbrushes. This one has so much more space. Laundry. Got there. I have to walk the dogs. Is that like your whole job? So like walk the dogs? Isn't that kind of the whole thing you do? Like, isn't that kind of the whole thing? Out on the floor. Pets sing right now, and they specifically want me walking them. Sometimes people don't want me to because it costs extra. Well, if they're paying extra, then yeah, walk them. You're making more money. I'm also assuming because of whatever breed they are, they need more exercise. So. I just already put my PJs on. Alright, let's see. Upstairs bathrooms. It's a golden retriever and a pug. Well, obviously they need a lot of loving. They probably just don't sleep well. Oh my god, the tall walls is throwing me off. The tall walls make this bathroom feel ridiculous. The walls are just so tall. Night, Claire. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good night. Oh, well, now why is the... Don't block it. I don't know why the railing's clipping in, but... Two blocks from my house. Oh no, I'm over fireworks. They've barely even begun and I'm over them. I don't know why the railing is clashing into the building, but right now those will block it. Yeah, same. They're slowing down. Okay. I could pick out a dining table because I know that's going to take me a while, but I doubt I'll get to the actual kitchen and dining room. I just want like a giant wood table. I don't want it to be like super ornate. That one's like a tender. I was like, this one's bar height. think that one. We're gonna have a full kitchen over here. I want the chairs to be throne-like, but they're not throne-like. There's something weird about these chairs. Two, four, six. Yeah, casual 14-person table. Casual 14-person table. A lovely rug, but that is far too. That's a nice rug, though. Here, you can go somewhere upstairs. Sure, like dragon and unicorn rags. That works. Adventure! Yeah, I like that one. How is that like barely lighting up this room? I need to sneak a little. Okay. Oh, I think that's a pretty good. I just forget how tall it is. How many times I have to just click. I think that's a pretty good place where it's at. So we have all of the lands. Well, there's gonna be a few more trees that I probably sprinkle in, but for the most part, like we have the hedge maze garden done. The actual shell stuff in the back is done. The fencing is done. The pond is done. Ashley! 16 months is gross. You almost have 2 babies. That's gross. You almost have 2 babies. What color do you want in the subby jar? Almost 100 pound fives? This is crazy. How's vacation? I love you. Pink. Okay. I love you. I hope vacation's going well. I know it's your last full day. You have to come back to reality soon. Unfortunate for you. British wrap up. What? What's there? What trime? Yeah, we have the outside of the castle done. And then hang back tomorrow, and then back to reality on Monday for you. Little pink bear. Oh, we have to do British accent for the rest of the stream. So we're doing like the wrap up of our stream in British accent. God. Okay, set my timer. I didn't even know she redeemed that. Okay. Is it 5 minutes? Yeah. Happened in the middle of a subby. Ashley, you got a cow cat today. They were my faves. I've had 2 cow cats in my life. But so yes, where we're at now. I would say that outside the castle is 99% done. The actual shell is done. I haven't gone back and touched that at all. That's done. So this is fully done over here with all its details. I have to do terrain paint, but that is fully done all the way down to the basement, including its little gardens. This I would say is done other than terrain paint. Not much else I won't add to it. It's got its quirks and whatnot. So that needs terrain paint. I might add a few more rocks and whatnot to the ledge, cliffs. I don't know what that needs to be. What you call this. But, what were you proven wrong about? It was the wedding I thought was complete cover-up. Oh, what, tonight? Yeah. Did you not know about that? Did you not know about the wedding? There's all the videos of people heading off to the wedding tonight. And like all the paparazzi catching them. Did you not know that was going on? Yeah, I know. We all knew that this was the wedding weekend. But yeah, the garden's done. Again, other than terrain paint. I might add other things to the ledge. I didn't think it was a cover-up. I do honestly think they were already married. I think that this is more of a celebration. I don't think this is the full legal thing. I think that they're already married. And that this is more of a celebration of actually all of their famous friends. I genuinely think they're already legally wed and they probably did something with their family and like close best friends. And that this is more like actually inviting all of their celebrity friends and like doing a whole shebang. Because I think they actually would have the legal thing be far more intimate. And that this is more of like for all their famous friends. I just don't think that they'd have an official event, like their official wedding at Madison Square. I have a feeling they already did the wedding, and that this is. There's also been reported fireworks back in June at her Rhode Island home, where it was reported that they were going to get married at the start of it all. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a quieter thing over at the Rhode Island home a few weeks ago, and now there's like this whole thing at Madison Square. Anyway, we also finished the outdoor kitchen, so this is all set over here. We've done all of the flooring and the lighting and all of the outdoor, well, I'd say 99% of the outdoor decor, and I need to do the terrain painting. But we've done all of the flooring and the lighting. We'll have some like witchy rooms up here for potions and alchemy. And then we have all of the flooring and all of the castle themed lighting. All of the bathrooms have been done. And then these will be 3 bedrooms. What these will be, I don't know. That's still up in the air. But these will be bedrooms down here. And then we'll have the grand dining room and kitchen, grand entry, and library. So I may put like more of a family play space and office up in one of these, and then again, no idea for this one. And then this will be like teen room, kids room, primary, something like that for a large family. And then this will be, I've probably made it too large, but this will be a dungeon of sorts. A dungeon for what? I don't know. I may just make it like a quirky pet room and not actually like a scary dungeon. I really don't know. I might make it like a just full of skeletons and coffins. Maybe make it like a crypt or like catacombs. Unsure. But that is our castle so far. Thankfully, it's not due for like 20 something days. So we've got a lot of time to work on it. But I don't think there's too much left of it. Oh, the fucking fireworks, man. I don't think there's too much left of it left. Shush. I turned you off, right? Stop. But I don't think there's too much left of it left. Now that all the outside is done, like the actual base of it all is done. Now it's just actually doing the individual rooms. Which, to be fair, this whole stream was me finessing this. Doing all the final details outside. And this. And all the bathrooms. And I have, let's see, one balcony, this little balcony, this little outdoor space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then I just have like 13 rooms and some hallway space to do. It's not gonna take me forever or anything. It's fine. We'll get it figured out. Fine. I'll probably do a little bit off stream at some point. It's fine. It's fine. It's going great. It's not all of my sanity or anything. Actually, I haven't even lost my mind doing it yet. I lost my mind when I did the rec center. That really drove me mad. Yeah. That rec center I did like a year or two ago, that really drove me mad. But that thing took me like over 20 hours. It was like 24 hours of a lot of little details. I think I did it like 5 streams in a row. So I did no kindness to myself. All right. I have to figure out where I'm going to send us. Who's even on? I know so many people on break right now. I'm like, is anybody even on? What's my EA app yelling at me? What? Oh, just that there's no free maker drops. We know. It's Caitlin's. It is Caitlin's shell. Okay, let's go see Allie. She is doing, looks like a, I don't know if it's a build for a Let's Play or if it's just a build in general in The Sims. So, oh, a new shell challenge. I don't know if it's her shell or someone else's. Probably a new one for hers because she just had one in June for Pride Month where she did like a rainbow shell challenge. So she might be making a new one for herself. So we can go over and check that out with the rest of our Friday evening. But I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing Tomodachi Life. So we'll be here for a while. There's a few updates that I don't know if I've gotten onto Discord yet. I'll have to check. And then I'll have a few little incentives tomorrow. So we'll be doing all that. There's been no one new added to the island other than our first baby, because obviously I don't really have a lot of control over that one. But I haven't wanted to add anyone to the island outside of stream. So we might add new people tomorrow, but we'll be, Allie's dog is on camera. So we'll be visiting the island tomorrow, catching up on all that, doing all that. And then we'll be getting into what's going on next week, because next week I won't be around Friday through Sunday, so we'll only have weekday streams. I think we'll only have like 2 streams next week. But we will be doing Tomodachi tomorrow. I plan on going live around like 3 p.m. Because I don't have any plans for the holiday other than sitting here. So I will get coffee in the morning, eat like a late-ish lunch, grab a snack for stream, and go live. Benny is currently asleep next to me like he will be tomorrow. But those are your read messages in chat. The one with the kitty cats is for subbies. The one with the hand hearts is for everybody, regardless of sub or follow status. That is a universal emote. I also can't wait for Ashley to be back. And the full Chaos crew will be back on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. As long as Jen doesn't get any last minute dog things, the whole Chaos crew should be back on Tuesday. What we're going to do, I don't know. But the whole Chaos crew is going to be back together on Tuesday. Ashley, are you actually back to work this week or are you just home? Oh, that's right. She does have it blacked out. She has this weekend and next week blocked out for break, so I'll find her ass and beat her. Yeah, no, when she was like, oh yeah, like I am back for like 2 weeks, and then she's has another dog same thing back like at the end of the month, and I was like, oh cool, Jen's back for 2 weeks, and then she's gone again. And she was like, I blocked out time, and I was like, I am is popular. I was giving her so much sass in our group chat. And she was like, I will actually be here. I blocked the time out for a break. And I was like, it's popular. And then Ashley's comes home on Sunday. And then I don't know if she's straight back to work or not, because they just finished nationals. I know they have summer break with the kiddos. So, but I'm singing for almost 2 weeks straight. Yeah. I have a dog just basics. Her and the old dogs. Oh, Allie's raiding out. Well, Allie, where are you going? Maybe we pop there too. But I think he's just confused. She really loves her old dogs. She has Jasper. She has this guy. Aren't the ones that the ones who pooped with the Roomba, aren't they old too? Like, I just rated Lainey. We could rate Oodles. She's playing Disney Dreamlight, but like, we could rate Oodles. Especially because next week the DLC comes out and we'll be playing. My PTO got approved, so I'll be going live next Wednesday from like 3 to 9 p.m. playing the DLC, so. They're just not potty trained. Oh, so they're just mean. Got it. Anyway, we are going. I'll resend these because now I've been yapping. Hey, what? I love you too. I miss hugging you. Wait, are you home tomorrow night or do you go home on Sunday? Or like you starting your drive back tomorrow night and you get home on Sunday? You are? So do you want to join? We could do a game night. We didn't do one last week. I don't know where anyone freaking was. Like, only Snappy had asked, and I pinged everybody, and Erica was the only one who answered, being like, I'm tired and nauseous, which, like, fair. But, like, no one was around. It was weird. Yeah, we can figure that out tomorrow. But so, I'm going to have us go to the newly officially published author, Oodles of Noodles, aka Brittany. She's playing Disney Dreamlight and working on her Hercules stuff, it looks like. Next week, we'll be playing Disney Dreamlight for, like, 6 hours on Wednesday because the Winnie the Pooh DLC officially comes out. And for those who don't know, Winnie the Pooh is my favorite Disney character of all time. I literally have the 100-year anniversary story collection over there. I have a little Eeyore Lego down there. I love Winnie so much. But we're going to hang out with Oodles. She's playing some Disney Dreamlight. I will see you all tomorrow around 3 p.m. Eastern, which is noon Pacific. And like 9 p.m. for Schnupp. Specifically for Schnupp, Claire, and Danny. And we'll be doing Tomodachi. There's a lot of Miis on our wheel, so we'll have some incentives going to get those spun, and also for you guys to get conversation topics on the other wheel we have. I was going to do a little channel point thing for that. But in the meantime, make sure you hydrate, especially in this heat. Take care of yourselves, grab a snack, head to bed if it's late for you. I love you all very much. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye!